Hey guys, the Allfather here, and today we're going to bring a tutorial video on GoWiPe. And several people have been asking as they get to Town Hall 8 and get their level 3 dragons going, and as they move up they want to learn different strategies and how to use them. And I've had several requests for some tutorial and theory crafting videos on GoWiPe, and so it's been a while, but we're gonna go ahead and do this. There's a lot of this on YouTube and elsewhere already. It's really good stuff, but I'll recap a little bit of my knowledge and what we're looking for, and we'll do a live attack here in just a little bit and see what kind of damage we can do with the GoWiPe army. Now, depending on your opinion on GoWiPe, a lot of people say that it's a useless army, it's a 2-star army. I would tend to disagree with that. I've seen it and done it myself in 3-starred max Town Hall 8 bases with a GoWiPe attack, and even seen it 3-star Town Hall 9s. Again, it's all base specific. It's all, is it the right base and the right army for that base? And so there is a place for GoWiPe, and particularly I like to encourage it with GoWiPe with some back-end hogs or loons to target defenses for 3-star victories. But those are some hybrid strategies. We're just going to go straight GoWiPe. And let's go ahead and look at the army composition. This is the standard kind of typical army composition that I would bring. Now normally I would request that P.E.K.K.A. in my clan castle, and then bring the wizards and archers in my inventory. For the sake of this and the ease of not having to wait 45 minutes and hope somebody has a P.E.K.K.A., I just went ahead and go and built this one. But this is kind of the standard base army that you can adjust from that I like. 2 golems, 1 giant for a lure, some archers to drag them out to the corner and anchor, 8 wall breakers, 16 wizards. There's going to be 6 in the clan castle and 1 archer, and 3 P.E.K.K.A. And again, I would alter that and bring the P.E.K.K.A. in the clan castle so that you can make sure you get a high level P.E.K.K.A. from a clan mate, maybe even a level 4 if you're a level 5 plus clan perks and can get the upgrade. But that's the general army. So even though I'm using a Town Hall 9 account, I'm only bringing 200 space capacity worth of troops so that it's true Town Hall 8 attack. And then we're going to also look at the spells. And when I learned GoWiPe, tended to bring 2 rages and 1 heal. I've seen people bring 2 heals and 1 rage. I've seen people bring all heals and seen 3-star attacks with all of those compositions. I have a way I like to do this, and I bring the 2 heal 1 rage in case a lure and kill is not possible or feasible without blowing too many troops. And so when we go live, I'm going to attempt to use this army composition and not put my queen down, because obviously a Town Hall 8 does not have an archer queen. But other than that, trying to bring exactly what a Town Hall 8 would have available to it, which is those 3 regular spells and 1 dark spell, which we will use a poison spell. And the next thing we want to look at is what kind of base are you looking for a GoWiPe, and what kind of base should you avoid with a GoWiPe. And so I'm going to look at a defense here just to kind of pick a base out and see what makes a good GoWiPe base and what doesn't. Now this is a very good GoWiPe base for several reasons. These funneling bases or spiral bases work out really well, because they're basically set up to be anti-giant. And this is a farming base, of course, but we could attack it as if it were a war base and just assume that that dark elixir storage was the Town Hall. But basically the elements of GoWiPe that you're looking for is minimal compartments and spaced out defenses. And so what I mean by compartments is anywhere where you have an enclosed set of defenses, especially point defenses. You know, these ones where the mortar is there, I don't worry about too much because the mortars are so slow firing, and it's a lob style splash damage that it's not going to really affect the GoWiPe too much. But these other ones where there are point defenses in there, so first thing I would do is count how many compartments there are that have those kind of defenses in it. So you know, you have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably Teslas in the middle, so that's kind of your 6th compartment. These outer ones I don't count as a compartment usually because they're not enclosed and your golems will be able to go right in there. And so I kind of ignore those as far as a closed compartment. So it's 5 or 6 or however many I said there. Looks like about 6 closed compartments. That's perfect. Anything at about 7 or below is kind of an ideal GoWiPe scenario. The next thing you're looking for is how can I get a good spread on my golems? Now with your golems, you want to get them spread out anywhere from 10 to 15 tiles apart. And the reason for that is you want them soaking up the attention of as many defenses as possible. And while your other troops can come in and use the DPS to knock things out. And so remember, your golems are tanks. That's their only real purpose. They aren't useful for much as far as destroying defenses because they just attack really slow and not much power. They're there to provide a meat shield. And so on a base like this, I would look for that, and that's why these are so good, is because you can get a good spread on them and the golems can come and they'll kind of come into these funnel type openings and they'll just sit there and attract the attention of all of these defenses wherever they come in at. Okay, so that's kind of the idea there. So this is a good base. A base that's not good is one that's extremely spread out. That can be a little tricky just because of time. Another reason why I bring the second rage and not the heal. But the closer and more compact things are, and the closer the defenses are together, the more dangerous it is for the GoWiPe, and the more walls and compartments, because you only have so many wall breakers, you don't have jump spells, and those kind of things. And so walls are the enemy of a GoWiPe attack because you don't want them sitting there beating on walls. What you want to see is a nice open core, which this has. You want to see nice, easy access to defenses, which this spiral type base has. And then the last thing is choosing kind of where to launch your GoWiPe from. And with any successful attack, the first thing that you want to look at is the lure. And how am I going to drag them outside and accomplish the lure and kill? Now you can do a GoWiPe without a lure. You can just go in and use the rage when the troops get in range. But anytime you can accomplish a lure relatively easy and quickly without a lot of troop expenditure, I would suggest doing it. So when you look at this base, we are going to easily be able to lure this with a single giant, or you could use a single hog, just depending on your preference. I use the giants typically because of the higher hit points and more likelihood of drawing all the troops out. Secondly, you're going to look at the anchor. Where am I going to anchor them to? Where do I want to start my attack from? The idea on a GoWiPe attack is you want to try to start it where the most defenses are going to be locked on, and especially if they're single targeting defenses. And so what I see on a base like this is your single targeting defenses are here and here. You see where almost all the point defenses are. Everything splashes in the middle. And so that's going to be your attack angle. You're either going to want to come in here and here, or you're going to come in here and here. And that's kind of a preference, what you're trying to accomplish, where you're going to be able to anchor to. But on this sort of base, the determining factor to me would be where is the Barbarian King, because you're going to want to try to take him on while you have the bulk of your troops available. And so I would suggest, and this what I would attack from this base is to do it from the bottom, come in here with the golems, and then go ahead and start working my way into the base and do it on the Barbarian King side so that he can be taken out quickly and not have to worry about being dealt with on the back side. Last thing before we go look for a base, I think here will be deployment. So we've already looked at this base and decided how we would attack it, that GoWiPe is a decent attack strategy for it. So the question is, how do we do it? And so we already know where the golems are going to come in at. Like I said, we're going to bring them in and funnel them here and here after we do the lure. So first thing is going to be to drop that giant. He's going to come in here somewhere, get the clan castle lure. We want to drag him somewhere where we're going to be able to get the kill. Obviously, we do not want to drag anything down here because we might have to deal with the Barbarian King. So ideally, what we're probably going to do is drag him right into this spot here, which is why I bring 4 to 5 archers usually. I think we have 4 archers in inventory that we're going to use. And so we're going to go ahead and drag them on this type base out to here and accomplish the clan castle lure kill out here. Now, because we don't have a lot of troops and we've got a lot of tanks and things with the P.E.K.K.A.s, what I would suggest doing is you can either bring more barbarians and wizards to take out the clan castle, you can do it on the fly, or what you more often than not are going to be doing at Town Hall 8 is a back-end kill. And what I mean by that is, as your golems are coming in here, or you've drug your troops out here, your clan castle troops out here, clustered them up, then you're going to drop your first golem here and immediately back them up by wizards. Those wizards are going to shoot whatever the clan castle troops are in the back while they're locked onto the golem. That needs to happen very quickly, because otherwise those troops could take your golem out and your tank is gone on that side. So that all happens very quickly. GoWiPe is a very quick deployment, and it needs to happen. There's a lot of timing involved, and you have to get it just right. If you're really slow with it, you're going to lose too many troops. Your golems are going to go down before your troops get in the base, and you're not going to be able to create good funnels, and you're just not going to have everything working together. Now, if you do it too fast, you're dropping troops too quick, you don't have your funnel created, your P.E.K.K.A.s can circle around the outside, and there's just a variety of problems that can happen there. And those can be recovered from, but again, it is a very timing-oriented attack as well. It's not as brainless as some people would have you think. And so that's kind of how that goes. So once we get our golems in here, they're going to be tanking. We're going to drop our wizards on the flanks. And what I see a lot is everybody, and I'll erase this real quick, but what I'll see is they'll drop the golems here in the flanks, and then they'll just line the wizards all the way across here, taking out every single one of these buildings. Don't do that. And if you're used to doing that, I would suggest stopping. And let me tell you why. Is because what you want is you want to have a few buildings remaining here for the P.E.K.K.A.s and everything to grab onto, because they're going to go to the closest building. And if you take everything out and then get them launched just off a little bit, and there's a building left up over here, they're going to start circling to the outside. And what will kill your GoWiPe's hack is your P.E.K.K.A.s circling around the outside and not going to the middle, because they're some of your highest hit point troops. And so what you want to do is probably drop 3 to 4 wizards on the outside just to clear the trash building on the outside, just like a dragon attack, outside in, and create a good funnel that's going to drive everything right up the gut. From there, you're going to be dropping your wall breakers and sprinkling them in 2 at a time, because it only takes 2 to take out a wall as you work your way into the walls. And then after that, you're going to be dropping your P.E.K.K.A.s followed by the remainder of your wizards. And this will all make a little more sense as we kind of show it live, but that's the idea, creating a funnel and then driving everything up through the core and into the middle and having it take out all those defenses in a very quick manner. Then you're going to be looking at where to drop your spells, and that's going to be another critical placement. What I do is, like I said, I'm bringing 2 rage and 1 heal. What I like to do with that is use my first rage pretty early, get in, start busting through, allow it to help the wall breakers to get in and break through more walls quickly. Then as they approach the core, I like to heal in the core, and then rage again on the backside to bust through those walls, because I don't have any wall breakers left. So I need them to be raged up so that they can get out of the core quickly and not get stuck in there and have all the defenses pounding on them. And so that's kind of the way I do it. An alternative to that would be just reverse it and heal them, rage them in the core, and then heal them coming out. Again, preference, but I would suggest at least 1 rage spell. I've seen it with 3 heal spells. It's very slow and a lot of danger of timing out. And so that's kind of the basics of the GoWiPe attack and how it goes down and what the army comp is and what you should bring. And so what we're going to do now is clear this off and see if we can't go ahead and find a good base to attack with the GoWiPe strategy. As soon as we find that, I'll bring it right back. All right, so I found a base here. It's Town Hall 8, pretty well developed, and just a boatload of loot. And you don't know how many loot raids I passed up until I found one here that was suitable to attack for a war style attack. And so let's try to get this loot and see if we can't 3-star the base, as well as learning a little bit about the GoWiPe attack. And so again, we're going to try to start with the basics here. No scouting, 30-second scout. Gonna see if we can get a clan castle lure here, and yeah, that didn't really. Okay, so hopefully that was close enough within the clan castle range. If not, we're just gonna get it on the fly. Had we lured it, we would drag it out to a corner here, but we're just gonna use some of these archers to go ahead and pre-funnel some of this stuff, get some of the buildings on the back side starting, and then we'll go ahead and drop our golems. Again, 10 to 15 tiles apart. I'm going to get a good spread. Go ahead and finish creating the funnel with our wizards. There's not much of a funnel to create, but we want to make sure our P.E.K.K.A.s go right where we want them. Gonna go ahead and drop those right away, get the tanks going, and as soon as they approach the wall, we're gonna try to bust through on both sides and kind of start going to work. We've broken the walls here, or we're working on it. Gonna go ahead and rage up in just a moment and start working towards the core here. Everything kind of went to the left, both golems spread out to the left, so that's going to be kind of a stinker there, but we're going to go ahead and rage everything up on both sides, do it a little bit different, and then heal on the back side of the core instead. Not going to use the poison spell because we've already dealt with all that, and now we're just kind of waiting to see where we need to drop the heal spell. I'm going to go ahead and do that right about here where they're going to start approaching the rest of these defenses. On this top side, everything's being tanked by the golem, so I'm not worried. Those few 3 or 4 wizards there should be able to handle taking out most of those cannons. And so now we have Barbarian King with the P.E.K.K.A.s and the remaining Clan Castle wizards. So lots of tank there. They should be able to go around and clean up the rest. Not necessarily the cleanest GoWiPe attack, but again, ton of loot here, and it was a good setup because I could get the anchors on the top side there. And you see, look at that. BK just goes down. All 3 P.E.K.K.A.s are still left in max wizards to go ahead and take that base out. And so there it goes, 3-star attack. Again, can once you get the hang of it, you can kind of pretty much do it in your sleep, adjust on the fly. Not the way I would probably normally do it, but again, you only have 30 seconds to scout. But there you go. I mean, 1 million in loot, 1,500 in dark elixir, and that was a Town Hall 8, and so that was awesome loot. Definitely worth it. Pays for the video, pays for hopefully a couple other upgrades and stuff. Might be able to buy a wall or something there too. But there is your basic GoWiPe. Hopefully that's a help to you as you're working towards your Town Hall 8 strategies.